Dealer branding. You can see here on the screen, we've got some great images that a dealer might put. These are available on the dealer portal.
Yeah, we have a whole list.
People can take these images or make their own and load these onto the panel so that it does a little bit of advertising when you're when the panel's gone into sleep mode. What we've heard from dealers is that there are some customers who say, yeah, that's nice, but I want to delete it. And that's up to the customer. But there's some dealers who don't want that deleted. So we've given the dealer the ability to load in their own images to the panel and not allow the customer to delete them. So to access the on-screen billboard, you'll need to access dealer settings. So I type in my dealer code. Okay. And once I get in here, I'm going to swipe down on my settings tray, go into settings, okay, advanced settings, and there's a new icon called dealer branding. This dealer branding icon allows me to access 4 different apps. First is contact info. This is the same app you had access to before where you could type in your tagline, your phone number, your support email address, your website, things like that.
Yeah, all your information.
And this stuff pushes automatically from alarm.com. So you don't necessarily need to be doing this on every single panel. If you don't have that dealer branding set up on your account, then you might want to manually type it in. If you do have dealer branding set up on your account, you want to make sure that that pushes automatically when you activate the system.
Will that be regardless of the level they are in alarm.com?
Yeah,
okay.
All dealers can have their contact information pushed to the
Cool.
panel. Yep. So the second one here is load custom logo. And this gives the dealer to actually change out the logo that's in the upper right-hand corner. So you can use a micro SD card, similar to this, and pop it in there. As long as it's in a folder called logo with a lowercase l, then the logo that you put in there would appear in this upper corner. There is a requirement in terms of size. You want it to be a 100 pixel tall by 200 pixel wide image. So it is a rectangle, again, 100 pixels tall, 200 pixels wide, and it needs to be a JPEG. So as long as it's one of those, then you can replace that in that logo there, and you can put it. Now, again, for Alarm.com Silver package and above, that logo pushes automatically.
Okay, I was going to ask that. What's the benefit of using it?
Yeah,
so
the advantage is if you have not achieved Alarm.com Silver package level or above, then it allows you to still put your logo on the panels and do some custom branding, which is nice.
This is cool, yeah.
The third one is the on-screen billboard, and that's the one we're talking about. This is the ability to load pictures onto and it's the same user interface. It loads them onto the photo frame. Now, when you load these on, they will appear on the customer's panel, and they cannot be deleted. So in this particular case, you can see if I go into the photo frame, okay, you can see it's just the stock photo frame images. Okay, there's no differences. Okay, and I could delete them or modify them, things like that, same as I want, as before. Now in here, if I go into settings, okay, and I'm going to go advanced and dealer branding. Now if I turn on the dealer photo frame images, now the dealer photo frame images I've put in there actually show up, and you can see, here's one about streaming cameras for the HD screen, answering the door from the touch screen, touchless disarming with Bluetooth, see who disarms your phone, so disarm photos. So here's 4 examples that you can download from the dealer portal of images you could put on a customer's screen that look nice, that don't detract too much, but have some kind of nice marketing message, so a customer says, oh wow, see who disarms my system with text notifications. I don't have that. How do I do that? And whether you decide to charge for that and say, yeah, I can set that up for you for $1, or that's going to be $1 per month, or whatever you decide to do, or you simply want to use that as a touch point to tell them, sure, I'd love to help you with that. While I have you on the phone, let me ask you for a referral. Or while I have you, here as we're talking, let's maybe talk about what your other items in the system that you would want, like a camera or things like that. Some of these others, like the answer your door from the touchscreen, could help you sell other devices. So hopefully a customer sees that and says, oh wow, I want to be able to have answer my door from the touchscreen. I want to buy that Skyville. Yeah. Or I want one of those indoor cameras so I can view my cameras from the screen.
And these are ones that can't be deleted, is what you're saying.
Correct. So if I try and hit delete right now, I get a message: dealer photo deletion is not allowed. And so the end user would try to delete them, and they can't. But these photos would then appear in random order when the photo goes into photo frame. So
perfect.
And you can do a max of 4 images. I'm holding out 5, but 4 images. You can do 4 images on the panel. You can download some from the dealer portal, or you can make them yourself. They do have to be a JPEG. They have to be less than 1 meg each photo. And then the resolution has to be, remind me again?
What is it?
1280 by 800. It's 1280 by 800. So it's the same resolution
I always
as the
just
screen.
create the photo frame images, and they look so good in work that I don't even need to know that information.
Yeah. So when you're making those 1280 by 800. But really, if you were to do it 1280 by 900 or 1300 by 800, things like that, the panel's smart enough it would automatically adjust those. So
these pictures, do they also have to be in an album labeled photos?
good question.
Originally.
So the easy way to do this is when you're going in and you click Add. Okay, there's a little button here that says, how do I load pictures on my photo frame? You can see here, this describes it needs to be in a folder called
perfect.
Photos, things like that. Now,
Okay.
for the dealer billboard, that's different. So I'm going to go into here, and again, this is the same thing a dealer would do if he's loading up his systems with images. So it goes into Add New Photos. How do I load the on-screen billboard images? You could see in this case, save images in a folder called Billboard.
Billboard.
So you would
it
actually
is
put them in a
different.
folder called Billboard, and that would allow someone to have it separate. So when you're
Perfect.
loading content onto the panel, whether it's images on the photo frame, images in the dealer billboard, help videos that you've made, your logo, things like that, you're going to want to be armed with a micro SD card. And these little micro SD cards, you can get them almost anywhere. This is a 32 gig card. I think they're fairly inexpensive. I think you can get them as small as 16 gigs. And oftentimes they'll load into one of these little card readers. So if you don't have a micro SD card reader on your computer, you can get one of these that actually will load
We love this.
into this big one. So it's a nice little way of doing it. And on there, you're going to want to make sure that you've loaded up your help videos, okay? You're going to want to make sure, and those are MP4s. You're going to want to make sure you've loaded up any JPEGs you want for the photo frame in a folder called Photos. Any photos you want for the on-screen billboard, which would be in a folder called folder called Billboard, and then your custom dealer logo in a folder called Logo. So a nice way of organizing everything. If every technician has one of these little dealies, you put that in their tool bag, and in fact, I've even seen some dealers that'll actually drill a hole through the corner of this and put it on their lanyard.
I was just going to say
keep it
that.
with them wherever they go. So really
don't
nice way
lose
of
it.
doing it. And then you can customize every single IQ panel.
Perfect.